Hello, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? It's TD Bapo here with G
G
Bros.
Bros.
Another
1 and 2.
another cramp Tuesday afternoon here at Top Deck Games. Welcome to the viewers to another episode of TD Talks. We're going to be talking about what has happened over the past weekend and what's going to be happening over this next couple of weeks. Going into Geek Pop Gold. I don't know why the screen died, but hello. Say hi to the comment section.
Hello,
What's up,
TD.
Edson?
Tito E.
Tito E. Welcome. How are you guys? How's life?
Yeah. Super exciting stuff here in Top Deck. So many tournaments. Again, because people are excited for Geek Pop, one of the largest tournaments, events, Top Deck will be holding. So people are very excited. What about you, Jason? Especially you, because Geek Pop is only 3 weeks away.
Yeah. It's a lot of pressure, at least on our end. We've been doing a lot of back end preparations from the staff and the team, but we want to make sure that everyone's gonna have a good time when we get to Geek Pop. So the qualifiers are on the way. We have the invitationals every week. All of our weekly tournaments are turned into free pass for the Geek Pop Gold, and then we have on-demand qualifiers for those who can't join us in the weekends. You can play on the weekdays if we have enough players to fire. So be sure to drop by at Top Deck Games if you want to get that free pass with you and your friends. Let's go.
All right.
Nice. Yeah. So let's have a quick view about what has happened over the last weekend. On Friday, just get this here. We got Hilkia winning our Friday Night Magic with Mono Green Devotion. The format was Pioneer. I think we had about like 10 players to join, and yeah, he's the winner with his trusty Mono Green Devotion. He didn't let go of the deck, so props to him. Very nice, very beautiful eyes. Hi Kendo, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the stream as well last weekend stream during the Vanguard tournaments. Definitely appreciate your help. Up next, let me see if I can bring this guy up. Sige, kanina lang. All right. Wala na ako na-arrange, guys. We also had our 8-pack battle at One Piece Card Game. And of course, it's a sanctioned event by Bandai Namco. And Maxoff, of course, James took the win as well. He goes home with a Sabo promo card, which I believe is at 30,000.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
30,000 right now.
Very nice. So well played.
What's up, Carlo G and Francis?
Hello, welcome guys.
Thank
Welcome
you
to the
for
stream.
visiting the stream.
It was a good stream for sure. Yes, even Tito E approves. Yeah, so a very nice chunk of change for James to win over that. The format was sealed, so they opened 8 packs.
Yep, that's why it's 8-pack battle.
Yeah, thanks Sherlock. So 8 packs of OP7. It was the latest set and very exciting cards. I think based on what I saw last weekend, there were a lot of clutch moments where the counters were very crucial because they have access to all colors, so very easy to punch in all those bombs.
Yep.
But James was the most consistent of them all, so congratulations to him. Moving on, we have our Geek Pop qualifier for the One Piece Open.
Standard battle,
yes, from the standard battle. Congrats to Eric. He is now joining the top tier leagues, which means I'm done losing. It's time to play the big boys game with Black Yellow Luffy. As anyone would be familiar, is one of the best decks right out the run.
Yeah, one of the best decks right now. And especially with Eric, who is very known for mid-range decks, this is one of his preferred decks.
It only took Sakazuki to be banned for Eric to start winning.
Yeah! Lumabas yung hype, not hype beast, yung beast mode. Lumabas yung beast mode ni Eric. So congratulations to him. Next qualifier is none other than Jake from Wage Watch, running his quintuplets deck. Of course, his waifu. Definitely, it pays off to play your waifu decks in this game. They went to a double loss, I believe, in the last round, but Jake had the better breakers. So congratulations to him. Also, we're going to have another one this weekend. So if you're a fan of anime series and you're into card games, or if you're looking into getting the hobby of card games, be sure to drop by Top Deck. We'll help you out in starting off with Way Schwartz. Very accessible. Trial decks are one win away from getting these free passes. So congrats. Another big surprise here is your boy Kai starting to play Union Arena and is in his first tournament running Nikki, which is a very popular gacha game. Was also making ranks in Union Arena. 1 hour on-demand tournament last Saturday. So congratulations to him. Gets away with a CC promo card for the shop battle. And then I believe up next we have, Vince. Also another shop battle winner last Friday. Gets another CC promo card with Idol Master. So what are these waifu decks coming out of the bloom all of a sudden?
That's why we play the games for the waifus.
Grabe. So I think that they're going to be very excited to play as well for, what do you call this? Maybe some on-demand in Geek Pop.
Oh, yeah, that is a possibility.
Yeah, because we could showcase some of these, new games, or not new games, but relatively old, but, fresh for some of our hobby enthusiasts at Geek Pop. So if they see these guys playing, oh, look at these playing anime. So let's hope we can bring more people into our favorite card games. All right. Speaking of favorite card games, boom, we got CJ, our Geek Pop qualifier winner for Vanguard. Congratulations to him. Of course, sharing alongside with his victory is Hans, getting second place for another slot as well. So congratulations. Very, very spicy competition so far as well. As anyone who was there in the last weekend, there were a couple of hiccups with some of the games, but of course, the important part is the sportsmanship from all of these players. So hats off to you guys, and hopefully we'll see more of that as well moving on in our tournaments. I also skipped this one, but let me just bring this up. Of course, our meetup battle winner, si Wendy. Congratulations to her as well. As you can see, Katakuri is still a menace to deal with. Yellow decks are going to be around in the metagame for a very long time. So congratulations to her. Very consistent as well of a performance. Did I miss anything? I think we do not. I think we got everyone off the books. All right, so congratulations to all our winners. We'll have more tournaments coming your way here at Top the Games this weekend. So be sure to stay tuned. But anyways, let us move on to the next segment, of course, which is everyone's favorite. It is the financials.
Wow.
All right, so we are here for the TD financials. See what has been happening in the markets for Magic the Gathering, OP, and Cardfight Vanguard for the past week. Let's start off with Magic, especially at the standard format. Of course, we have some obvious winners here. 3 Steps Ahead has been performing so well over the past week, especially ever since Yuta Takahashi got the blue-white control into the finals at the Pro Tour Outlaws of Thunder Junction. This card is like such a banger because it may not be the same. It's a good argument to say that it's almost at the same level as Cryptic Command, but the fact that it's super flexible for a card that's similar to Cryptic Command is doing such wonders in the format. We're also seeing some play as well in Pioneer, but the Blue-White Control Standard is super happy to have this card, which is why you can see there's a huge uptick with the card right now, going up to $10 for a rare. That's very good. And if you got 4 of these, in the spoiler season, and kept it for like what, $3 each or less, then you got some stonks right there, boy. So it's a good card to have, and I think it might stabilize within the next couple of weeks, but we'll see. I think the card is performing very well and as expected, because I think the card is just so good for a simple cancel card that has a lot of flexibility with the other spree modes, such as creating copy of your artifact or creature, and also filtering your hand in an instant speed. It's definitely a flavor blue card. to have as well. Monsters Race $4. Yes, we're gonna be talking about that. But let us move on to this card, Virtue of Strength. As you all know, Timor Ramp is on the run right now for the metagame here in the standard format. It's still very good. It's still a very good deck, and even though some of the decks have adjusted to the presence of the deck itself, like people playing Rest in Peace to slow down the combo, it's still very resilient. Like if you do not have the answer for this specific card and Nissa herself, and then the deck will still just go off and then just make tons of mana and just kill you with a fireball, or the red green version of it, which is World Souls Rage. So it's still a very good deck. If I think this went down, I believe this went up to $10 if I'm not mistaken, but still very strong presence in the market right now at 23% uptick for the past week. I think it's still a good price to pick up this card if you're trying to build a deck. Otherwise, this might go down as people start having the cards, and the market would stabilize the price for this card in the next couple of weeks. I'd say $8 is a fair price for a mythic card, if you ask me. One of the winners right now for this week, though, is Ancient Cornucopia. I think this card is the newest flexibility card for some of these ramp decks. Not specifically Timor Ramp, but rather the Domain, because you all saw Domain winning the Pro Tour last 2 weeks, and Ancient Cornucopia is like one of the biggest upgrades for the deck. It just gives a lot of resilience against these aggro decks, especially Mono Red, having access to Slick Shot Show Off. So, and in Pioneer, Niv to Light is making good dent in the metagame with this card. So, and if you have the showcase version, also the foil showcase version of these cards, they actually have a very good price. So 85% for this card is actually not bad, considering this was super, under the radar for quite a while, even after spoilers. Next up, we have Pillage the Bog. Who would have thought? Everyone thought that this was a trash card, but I think this is such a very good card, especially if you're in the mid-range zone where you just ramp and try to control the board, and then eventually get a huge payoff with this card just by plotting it. And then when you have tons of lands, like 5 or 6, you get to dig really deep into your deck and just look for your answers or your big spells later on in the game. So very good so far. And Niftalite, again, in Pioneer is having a really good time with this card. So I would definitely pick a couple of these. At $2, it's still a very good price. It might go up, maybe go down, who knows. But I think this is a very good card to have in the long run. Maybe even after Bloomburrow or even Modern Horizons 3, because this is such an underrated card, if you ask me, in the Eternal formats. And of course, we have the Monstrous Rage. Grabe, what a card Slick Shot Show Off was. Making impact with a lot of these red cards. Of course, as you see in the side, Slick Shot Show Off is already slowly stabilizing down to $15. But the rest of the cards in the deck is like showing strong signs that Mono Red or even the Gruul side is here to stay in the metagame in Standard. So already going to $4, that's not a bad deal if you ask me. Like if you've hoarded some of these Monstrous Rages in your Eldraine packs, pretty sure you're gonna have a good bang for your buck. So very nice. Last but not least, I would say Hostile Investigator is also one of the sleepers, because the fact that people are starting to figure out how to play this card. This card is such a beatdown in some of your mid-range decks, black decks. So, and it's already showing up in Pioneer with mono black discard. So you just have a decent beatdown with a good discard ETB, and then later in the game, it just synergizes with all your discard effects. So just to give you more power with your card draws. So, and it's a mythic also, guys. So at $3, it's still a good steal. I would pick a couple of these if you have some extra change. Yep. That's it for standard. Let's move on to modern. I'm gonna skip Pioneer because I checked the weekly changes. There wasn't a lot to talk about. For modern, of course, the biggest shocker here is Aeon Hub. This is such a joke of a card, if you ask me. The only reason Aeon Hub is making a huge impact from $1 to $9. I actually got to 30 last week because we just didn't notice it over the past week. After our TD Talks episode. But the only reason why this is going up is because of Okeba, Breaker of Worlds, because everyone hates that card nowadays. She's actually making waves in the commander scene, EDH. So this is one card that can actually shut her down. The only card that shuts her down is this 5 mana enchant artifact that does nothing except skipping people's player upkeep stuff. So because Okeba says whenever you go to your upkeep, you get an additional upkeep, so twice, and then all of her cards have upkeep effects, so she gets double that. So Aeon Hub just shuts her down completely. So that's the story about why this went up to like a 500% spike over the past couple of weeks. Next up is Ancestral Visions. Same reason, because Okeba Breaker of Worlds is doubling your upkeep effect. So all your suspend cards get to lose their time counter twice as fast. So which is why cards like Ancestral Vision is going up in the price. Going up at $11. This used to be $5, by the way, last year. So this is if you kept your visions, this is a good stonks if you want to sell them right now. Other than that, Adarga Waste is pretty much standard. Esper mid-range is very prevalent in the metagame. Vigor, no surprise. You have the Amulet Titan, very strong deck. We're just waiting for a ban to happen, which never happens though. So very lucky if you kept the deck. Other than that, not much to talk about except for Eldrazi Temple, because there's been a lot of hype over the past week with the newest spoiler from Modern Horizons 3, the Urza's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Urza's Labyrinth. If you may exile a colorless card, cost 7 from your hand. If you do, it taps for 2 mana on turn 1 for a land. So Eldrazi Tron is hoping to make a comeback in the metagame of Modern in around June. So when Modern Horizons 3 comes out, I think Tron is going to definitely be back in the metagame. So we get to see turn 1 Eldrazi Mimic. That's going to be fun. Into turn 2, what do you call this? Thought-Knot Seer, and then turn 3 Smasher. That's your best. That's your best curve, if you ask me, for Eldrazi Tron. So, and I think it's going to be a trend moving forward with Modern. I think Wizards and Hasbro is saying that, guys, if you're not buying anything for Legacy, or if we can't sell anything for Legacy, I think the strategy right now is to make Modern Legacy. I think that's what they're going with. Ever since they started with Modern Horizons 1 and 2, and now Lord of the Rings, I think that's the direction they're going for the format. Because now I think Pioneer is turning into another Modern as well.
Yeah.
Diba? Like the cards are getting more expensive. It used to be super accessible. If people were very happy when they announced Pioneer. Now it's like, wait a minute, why are the decks very expensive right now? So I think there's a trend coming, guys. So if I were you, I would hoard a bunch of cards, especially the tier decks. Moving on for Modern, especially if you got into the format very early for the past couple of years. So I think now is a good time to get into Modern if you have that extra budget. So yeah, I think I said a lot of stuff. Now it's time to move on to Cardfight Vanguard, as well as One Piece card game. On to you, G Bros.
Yep, thank you very much, Jerson. So here we go with Cardfight Vanguard. Take the ball, Anjo. Okay, so DZBT02, Illusionless Strife, has been released in Japan, And Zorga Nadir is one of the biggest winners for the set. Zorga has always been a very popular deck in Vanguard because it's very unique in the sense that it plays order cards, and not a lot of decks plays with those. So these cards, Shadow Cloak and Headless Rogue, are very important cards for the Zorga Nadir archetype. So that's why they are very increasing in price right now. And these are important pickups for the deck. So if you are planning on buying or making the Zorga Nadir deck, these are your priorities to take. So again, these are Shadow Cloak in BT03 and Headless Rogue in BT02. So over to Anton for One Piece.
Yeah, thank you very much, Anjo. So here we go. For One Piece, I will only be talking about one card because for the moment, there are not really any new sets or new decks that are currently affecting the meta. So the same cards are still rising up in price, like such as Gordon, or even purple cards such as Bon Clay and the green cards used in Bonnie decks. So this card I am talking about right now will be Gecko Moria from ST03 from the original blue trial deck Doffy. So this card currently is being played in one of the meta decks, which is Boa Hancock. So since this card has only seen one printing, which is in the trial deck, so this is why the card is slowly going up in price, because there are no other printings of these cards. So if you have this, or if you have bought the blue trial deck, you're better off just selling this, because there will be a new wave of trial decks, which will also have a blue Doffy, I believe, this July. So you can, there is some sort of an expectation that it will be reprinted there. But otherwise, if you do want to play Boa Hancock, you need to buy this card because of its effect of being able to recycle your used cards. So yeah, that's it for me. Back to you, Jerson.
All right. So I guess that's reasonable for One Piece to not have such much movements. Ever since we've settled with the fact that Sakazuki has been banned, people are starting to figure out the metagame.
Yeah.
And the clear winner, I believe, is RP Law.
RP Law and
Black,
Green.
yeah, Black, Yellow, Luffy. And I think there was a third one.
Some movement though once the promo Sakazuki
Yeah.
will be revealed. Yeah, not revealed. Will be distributed.
Yeah.
Because it has been making some waves in Japan.
Hmm.
So we're just waiting for it to be released here in Asia.
Oh, so it's legal in Japan right now,
Yep.
but not yet in the rest of the region. Okay. That makes sense. All right, moving on. I think the next segment is what am I?
Top decks.
Oh yeah, the top decks. There you go. Thank you for that, Anton. Let's go to the top deck of the week. All right, so let's move on to the top deck of the week, starting with Magic Gathering. In Standard, I believe I want to talk about the 4-color Legends that was ran by Jason Ye from the top 8 at the Pro Tour Outlaws of Thunder Junction, because people are starting to figure out that, hey, maybe this deck can actually go for beating Esper with this deck, because of so much recursion going on with the 4-color Legends, it actually made a huge impact on the metagame at the Pro Tour. So I want to talk about it just a little bit. So what are the key cards you're looking for? One of them is Slogurk, the Overslime. So it's a huge recurring threat for blue and green and 1 colorless. 3/3 Ooze. Whenever land is put into your graveyard from anywhere, put a counter on Slogurk, so it gets really big. And you have a lot of channel cards from the Kamigawa, with Otawara, Takinuma, and Boseiju, just to have that recursion. Even the cycle lands from the New Capenna. So, and then if he answers Slogurk, you could just respond by removing 3 counters and then putting him back to hand. And then when he leaves the battlefield, either by putting him back to hand or just dying, you return 3 target land cards from your graveyard to your hand. So such a lot of value for just 1 card, and then you just build around all of these legendary creatures, which are really good. The latest addition is Honest Rutstein. I believe he discounts all your creatures cards by 1. So Inti is now 1 cost, Rona is 1 cost, Urtai is 3, and then you have a bunch of removals. But the key card to this deck is Relic of Legends because it just accelerates all your entire hand very quickly, and you just go nuts with these Boseiju and Otawara and Takenuma, all of these interactive channel cards, just by tapping all your legendary creatures on the field, and then you just make a lot of mana. And then with Slogurk, you could just bring back all of these very cool cards because all of them are legendary. All of your channel lands cost one one mana. So the power of this deck is through the roof. And then you have Plaza of Heroes to really fix your mana as well as protect your legendary creatures if you're super ahead in the game. Sideboard card, very straightforward. Duress for the control matchup. Glistening Deluge for the Convoke, because I believe Convoke is still prevalent in metagame. Turn the Earth, just a little bit of more recursion / Graveyard Hate, because Timor is on the rise. So you want to put all those fetch lands back into the deck and not make it the opponent go off. Liliana for those big creatures / mid-range decks that seem to go off with a lot of card advantage. She's quite pretty good, and a couple of removals and other board wipes. Extra Urtai, Sholdred, of course. You wouldn't miss Sholdred if it's not a legendary deck. And then Jace as well for an alternate win con in the sideboard, as well as Vorinclex, just to match up the power level of this deck. So I think this is a good pickup if you have the extra money, because as you can see, it's at $600. So, and the mana base is insane. You also need a lot of repetitions with this deck if you really want to master it going into the tournaments. But I think this is a good deck to play against. Like if you want to beat Esper mid-range and you have a good chance against Domain as well, and without sacrificing the rest of your matchups, like with Mono Red and Convoke, even Golgari mid-range, I think they don't have a shot if the deck just goes off doing its thing. So yeah, this is the deck I would pick, or I would at least consider if I would play test and look into the, break the meta game. So yep, it's a pretty good deck.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deck.
So I guess that's it for my top deck of the week. Let's try to move on to the One Piece and Card Fight Vanguard. On to you, G Bros.
Thank you very much, Jerson. So let's go first with One Piece. So here we have in One Piece, there is a very new trial deck which has been released. I mean, just recently, which is 3 days, 2 years. So this deck is not the typical style of black, because this more focused on increasing the cost of your cards. So such as Luffy here, Don X1, if you equip one Don, give all of your characters +1 cost. And if you have a cost 8 or more character, this leader gains 1,000 power. So on your turn, this is 7,000. On the opponent's turn, it is 6,000. So this is basically black Whitebeard. So yeah. So, and you have all your classic black support here with Kuzan, drawing 1 and giving -4 on attack, -2k Churu, and of course Sabo. It's not a black deck without the Sabo.
Yeah, Sabo's pretty good.
And here are the cards, the payoff cards for your deck. I want to also talk about Thousand Sunny. Thousand Sunny is an extra card which gives your Straw Hat crew +1 cost. And on play, if your leader has Straw Hat, draw 1 card. So why do you want to increase the cost of your cards? Because of these 2 cards, Sanji and Nico Robin. Sanji has the effect, if you have a 6 cost or more character, KO up to 1 of your opponent's cost 5 or lower characters. So just for 5 Dawn, you can basically delete the field. And Nico Robin has an effect when on attack or when attacking. When your character has an 8 cost or more, up to 1 character on the field gets -5 cost. So you can combo this with a lot of cards just by attacking alone. And of course, when you think about it, you have the leader, which gives +1 cost, and you have the field, which gives +1 cost. So Nico Robin by itself already activates her effect because she will be considered as an 8 cost character. So this is the style of the deck. I think people are trying out this new deck.
It's basically just your classic black control with a new spin on it, especially with this card such as this. I have my crew. This uh, draw one card and +3 cost. So this can cheat out that +1000 out of nowhere. So don't discount that card. And of course, this is also very cool because again with those cards such as Thousand Sunny and your leader, you can KO characters out of nowhere with your event. So I think people are trying this out. This is the newest set, and people are also excited to be trying this out in flagship, especially and people of course are also more excited when OP08 comes out because the proper support for this set is going to be there. So the deck currently right now is making waves in Japan. So how much more if the proper support will be released in OP08?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So and for Vanguard, it's now Andrew's turn.
Okay, so here I am, featuring the
Yes,
card
you're
fight
here.
Vanguard
You're here, Anjo.
top deck for the week. Okay, so this is Greedon. So this is your prototypical deck wherein you want to where it's basically a Vanguard restanding deck. You attack your Vanguard twice, get more pressure with your trigger checks and your Vanguard pressure. But compared to other what do you call this restanding decks, this card is also a sort of a combo deck because your the cost of your Vanguard restanding is moving your units on the field into the soul, and your cards have extra abilities when they are moved into soul, such as this one. In Kane, when he is put into soul, your Vanguard gets +1 drive and +5000 power. And then another one is what you call this? This one, wherein when it's put to soul, your opponent must guard with two cards every time they have to guard. So part of the strategy with this deck is getting your insane Vanguard pressure while also knowing when to combo off with your other cards with your deck. So this deck is very aggressive and it's very strong, especially since it has the mask, Greedon mask, which allows you to persona ride on your first grade 3 turn, assuming your opponent is also at grade 3. So a lot of people said before that this deck folds to Shiranui because Gridon's continuous ability says that you have to be at 7 damage to lose, and Shiranui can just negate that ability. But with your aggression, with your early aggression and the pressure that you have, you can just beat Shiranui before your opponent even has a chance to negate this effect. So that's why congratulations to CJ for winning with Gridon Mask. So take it away, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much, Anjo.
Thanks, Anjo. I think we covered some of these cool decks that we're seeing right now for the week. Let's check a little bit on the comment section. Yes, 3 steps ahead secured. Is Vanguard following the 25-minute rule now? Judge Anjo.
The 25-minute rule, but last time there was someone who complained because they got double loss on their last round. So we will be trying 30-minute rules just so we will have a definite winner for the Geek Pop. After that, we will be going back to 25 minutes.
Okay. So 30-minute rule, guys. Don't worry, we still got that extra 5 minutes. You don't get that double loss. All right. So is this the next big thing? I think Erickson was referring to the
The
four color legends. It might be. I think it depends on the player, or rather the pilot that runs the deck. I think that's where it's going to determine the power level of the performance of the deck moving forward in the next couple of weeks. Especially we're going to be flying at Manila for the regional champs. We're heavily considering that card or that deck to play at the main event. So yeah, I think it's worth exploring. Even Doc Paulo is praising the deck just by how annoying it is to, or rather, he enjoys just how all of this recursion happening with your deck is super frustrating for your opponent, especially with the Esper midrange. Because yes, you have some card values with Rafine to fix your hand, to find your answers, but eventually you're gonna run out of gas if you don't finish your opponent quickly. So the 4 color legends solves that problem by just beating down with multiple recursions with Slow Gurk and the rest of the gang. I think the key card for that matchup is Rona, if I'm not mistaken. If she sticks, she'll be a threat definitely for that matchup. Golgari Dino. I think I'm familiar with that deck. I think it's the fight rigging.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's gonna do wonders in the current meta game. I still have my money on Mono Red. I think Mono Red is still super underexplored. There's been a lot of lists going out recently with the Mono Red going with the mid-range route. Main board, Urbrask Forge, and then you have these extra removals. Scorching Shot from Outlaws. They're starting to use that card as well. So, and then they're going back to the Blood Tight or the Bloodthirsty Adversary, which gains a lot of recursion with your instant and sorcery speed or instant and sorcery spells in your graveyard. So I think it's worth a shot in playtesting. So very excited for the meta game. Moving on to the big events, so even in Geek Pop Gold, I think it's worth considering. So think it's time to move on to the judge call.
So sweet.
Hold on, guys. Let me just pop up my judge call real quick. Here we go. All right. So for Magic, the judge call is very easy. Does this work? So the question is, we have here Esoteric Duplicator. It's a 3-mana artifact. It is also a clue. Whenever you sacrifice Duplicator or another artifact, you may pay 2 colorless. If you do, at the beginning of your end step, create a token that's a copy of that artifact, and then pay 2 to sacrifice Duplicator to draw a card. So it's a mythic clue, crazy card. And then it's paired up with Ugin's Nexus. It's a legendary artifact for 5 mana. If a player would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead if it's on the field. And then if Nexus would be put into the graveyard from the battlefield, instead exile it and take an extra turn after this one. I believe it's a very cool flavor card for taking turns. And then here's the enabler, Clark Clan Ironworks. For a 4-mana artifact, sacrifice an artifact, add 2 colorless to your mana pool. So the question is, will this combo work? So it's clearly a combo, mainly for Commander, but you can also play it in Modern if you're feeling the jank. But the question is, if these 3 would be on the field, would it work? And do we have any answers on the comment section? What about you guys? What do you guys think about?
Yeah, I think it works because Esoteric Duplicator doesn't really look that the card needs to go to the graveyard. It just needs that it's sacrificed.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing I'm looking at.
How about you, Anjo?
No.
Deep in the
I'm
think
thinking. Sacrifice. I think I'm assuming you're sacrificing the Ogin's Nexus,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, the copy,
to
the-
get the extra turn. The question is it gonna work where you're gonna have that loop every turn?
Yeah, I think it should work though. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I think we got the answers from the G Bros. I'll have a little twist though. Yes, it could work, but there's a twist. So the wording here for Ugin's Nexus is, if a player would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead. So if you sacrifice Ugin's Nexus with Ironworks here, and so the triggered effect would trigger for Ugin's Nexus, and then Esoteric's Duplicator would also trigger. But the key thing of Esoteric Duplicator is it's a delayed trigger, because if you sacrifice an artifact at the beginning of the next end step, create a token that's a copy of an artifact. If you do this on the main phase and then the delayed trigger happens and then you pay it, Ugin's Nexus comes back to the battlefield. And then, so what's going to happen? What's going to happen is you will skip that turn. So the loop doesn't happen. So what you do is you sacrifice Ugin's Nexus at the end step. All right. So in order for you to get that loop, so if you sacrifice him at the end step, you get the turn. The Duplicator triggers on that same turn that you sacrifice it with Ironworks. And then what's going to happen is on the next turn where you gain the extra turn, into the next end step, Esoteric Duplicator triggers, and then you get to create in Ugin's
Texas,
Nexus. And then you get to do the loop again at the end step. So that is the key take. Yeah, there you go, Doc Pao. Found the answer. So you sacrifice it on the end step. Because if you do it on the main phase, that's not going to work. So
Yeah, because the next end step is the current end step.
yeah.
Yeah.
And someone recognizes the classic card that got banned in modern. So
KCI.
yeah, it's there are other sacrifice outlets for artifacts, but I think that's for another time for the jank tank. Yuck, Casey. All right, so that is the judge call for me. Moving on to the G Bros. To you guys, I think I closed down one of your.
So I think we'll go first with One Piece here. So this again, this is very simple because this card has just been recently released. So I think I just want to brush people up with the rulings here. So Hamilton has Thousand Sunny on the field. Thousand Sunny has the effect. Your black characters with the Straw Hat crew type gets +1 cost. You don't need to check the other effect. And then no other characters on the field. Your opponent has a Tony Chopper, which is this vanilla card here with 4 cost and 6,000 power. And then the Hamilton plays Sanji, the new card from ST14. So the question here is, can Hamilton use the on-play effect of Sanji? For just a reminder, Sanji's effect says that you need to have a 6 or more character. If you need to have a 6 cost or more character on the field, you can KO up to 5 cost or lower character. So what do you think, Jerson?
So opponent has Chopper, Hamilton plays. Can Sanji? What's the effect of Sanji again?
If you have a 6 or more cost character.
Yeah, okay. So it's from the new set. And then you have the event or the stage.
The stage, yeah.
Then Sunny or what? Can use? Yeah, I think so. I think you can use the effect.
Yeah, so basically that's right. You can't use the effect because so here we go. So yes, you can use the effect of Sanji, even though Sanji is a 5 cost, because as Thousand Sunny is a permanent effect, it will immediately affect Sanji when it enters play.
Yes.
As Sanji sees itself as a 6 cost character, his condition is already met and the ability goes on standby. So that's basically it. That's the basic combo of the deck. If people want to fight with you because they will say that no, Sanji sees himself as 5 cost before Thousand Sunny actually takes effect. Thousand Sunny does not go into, in Magic terms, it doesn't go into a stack or doesn't need to go into standby. It automatically affects the field. So Sanji will see itself as a 6 cost, and because there's a 6 cost, Sanji will be able to KO a character of 5 or lower cost. So that's it. So I think it's now Anjo's turn for Card Fight Vanguard. Take it away, Judge Anjo.
Okay. So Vince has a Shadow Cloak in the rearguard circle. He plays Mythic Habitat and using his Vanguard Zorga's ability, Alchemagics with Gratias Gradali. So using Habitat, he looks at the top 7 cards of his deck, calls Custodial Dragon in the same circle as Shadow Cloak, and then performs the effects of Gradali. During check timing, Vince resolves the overloaded Shadow Cloak circle and sends Shadow Cloak to the drop zone. Can Vince still use the Shadow Cloak's ability to Soul Blast 1 and return the Custodial Dragon to the hand? As we can see here, Shadow Cloak's effect is when you play an order, Soul Blast 1 and plus 5,000, and if it was Alchemagic, choose one of your other rear guards and you return it to the hand. So, next. Automatic abilities that meet their trigger condition are triggered and go on standby. Even if the unit is no longer on the field, if their trigger condition was met, then the ability goes on standby. In this case, even though Shadow Cloak was sent to the drop zone, it still saw the order card being played and being Alchemagic, and its ability will go on standby and will be used once check timing is completed. So yes, Vince may use the effect of Shadow Cloak to return the Custodial Dragon to the hand since the trigger conditions have been met and the ability resolves properly.
Thank you very much. So yeah, I think grabe timing ang ating timing ang mga judge calls because we're talking about here abilities on the stack and the perfect timing.
Oh yeah. So it kind of lines up. So I was curious how it would work in Vanguard. So this is a very good judge call here from Judge Anjo. So yeah, you get the synergy from that. Pretty cool. All right. I think that's it for Judge Call. I think we got everything covered. Hey, right. So let's move on to the upcoming events that's going to be happening here at Top Deck. Let me just pull up the screen right here.
Yeah, here we go.
So Constructed Cup. Just put our faces as well. Right. Constructed Cup is going to be happening this Friday.
Saturday.
Or Saturday, sorry. Friday is we're going to move our qualifiers for Geek Pop. All right. So take it away, because
So
I don't know what's
here,
happening here.
this Cartel Vanguard will be having a special constructed cup to basically celebrate the new season of Cardfight Vanguard, which is the Divines season, with especially with the newest set, the Quick Start decks and Divines. BT01. So again, because of the new season, they went back to 01. So in this special constructed tournament, there is a special rule, which is you can only ride cards from the trial decks or from the BT01. So you cannot ride any other cards except those cards. So basically, you're acting as if you're part of the anime and you're playing those new characters. You're playing the cards of the new characters. And these are the promo cards that you will be receiving here in this tournament. So hindi lang flagship ang may foil promo cards.
Nice.
Even Vanguard is going to have foil promo cards, as you can see here. These are very beautiful promo cards, and the critical trigger will be for the champion, and the heal trigger will be for the top 8. So again, very beautiful promo cards and very exciting tournament, because this is, I think, the first time that Vanguard did something like this.
Oh, nice. So it's good that Bushiroad is taking all of this feedback from the community and starting to ramp up their events as well. So hopefully Magic does the same. Come on, Wizards. I know you're listening. So it's going to be happening once again this Saturday, guys. If you bought your trial decks, your startup decks from Top Deck, be sure to drop by this Saturday and get a chance to win these awesome promos brought to you by Bushy Road. All right.
And additionally, Waze will also be having their title cup for Saekano. So if you have the Saekano decks for Waste Wars, you can only use that specific title for the title cup, and you will be receiving a special winners promo and participation prize promos.
Nice. Yes, that too. So Way Schwartz na naman tayo this weekend, guys. Up next, I believe is going to start. Yeah, I'm trying to look for it. It's a little bit convoluted on our side. So let me just close these and bring this guy up. Boom! Star Championships is up on its way for Magic the Gathering. Format is standard, so be sure to get your decks ready. Winner gets all of these cool promos. The champion gets the Vengevine textless promo foil, and top 8 gets Hollow One promo foil, if I'm not mistaken. And then when you join, you get a Blazing Root Walla. Basically, it's a part of the package. So for me, I think this is a telltale sign of Wizards trying to package up their Store Champs promos, hoping to get better ones next set. I don't know if they're gonna have one for Modern Horizons 3. I hope they do, so that we could start firing modern events here at Top Deck. But the caveat here for our Store Champs at Top Deck is if you join early as now, first 8 players to register gets an extra promo pack from Lost Caverns at Vixalan. So if you want to get a shot for a free Cavern of Souls, why not? So be sure to re-register today. And of course, we're going to be promoting our Geek Pop events right here. First things first, for those who are not aware, we are hosting a cosplay competition for the Geek Pop Gold. If you are one of the participants of the major events, which is the Cardfight Vanguard Open, the Pioneer and Standard Open for Magic, as well as the flagship, and if you happen to be a cosplayer or happen to have a cosplay lying around at your home, be sure to dress up during the event, take a picture at our booth, and share it as well. We will post them on our Facebook page, and then we'll let the crowd decide. Photos with the most likes gets to get cash prize. First place 3,000, second place 1,500, and then third place 500. So
Amazing, amazing.
if you get second place, basically libre na imong entry. Nag-cosplay lang ka. Pretty cool, right? Yeah. And you get your face to be on our Facebook channel. So nice. Thank you, Top Deck and Tito E as well for the sponsorship. Of course, let's not forget the main event. This is what the schedule is going to look like for day one at our Geek Pop Gold. Guys, if you haven't bought your tickets yet, be sure to check them out at our website and pre-register. We've already had some players pre-registering, not just here in Cagayan, as well as our neighboring cities, from Davao to Cebu to Dumaguete and Zamboanga as well. I think we have some players in Zamboanga coming in. So day one, we have the Cardfight Vanguard and Magic Pioneer Open in the morning at 10 a.m. Guys, don't be late. We have to be on time because time is very important as limited lang atong space. Or rather the time at the venue. Pag moabot na tagalas 8, mangulik na ta. Okay, otherwise they're gonna kick us out. 2 p.m. We're gonna start our side events. One big side event is the One Piece card game open challenge. It's at 1,000 pesos, and cash prize, I believe, is extra money. You get to double your money and an extra booster box as well. And then at the same time, if you're a Magic player, you can play the Popper 10K side event. Winner gets 5,000 pesos, and the top 8 gets a Lotus Petal promo. So if you're looking to, get that play set of Lotus Petal, you should drop by at Geek Pop Gold. Baka selling sila lahat dito when they get the top 8. Diba? Oh, you want to upgrade your bling sa Popper, diba? So, and then at 5 p.m. we have our on-demand, if anyone's still sticking around after the main event, as well as the EDH on-demand. So day 2, moving on, we have the NTG Standard Open as well as the Flagship Battle. Standard Open is at 10 a.m. Flagship Battle is at 2 p.m. Not to worry, guys. We will finish early because just so how fast the games go. And we have the Modern Challenge at 2 p.m. as well. If you're planning to play some Modern and Magic, Way Schwartz is going to be at that day as well at 2 p.m. 5 p.m. more Cardfight Vanguard on demand if you're hanging around and you got nothing else to do, as well as Commander or EDH. We will also have some on demands as well for other games. Maybe draft. I think we've had some requests of draft for those days, so it's going to be there. You just have to drop by, and we'll set up some on demand drafts if you're interested. I think we have Outlaws. Yeah, we're going to be having Outlaws of Thunder Junction because we have yet to actually fire one ever since Outlaws came out. We just got our pre-release sealed event last couple of weeks ago. So, guys, pre-register na karon if you don't want to get your slots taken, because I believe Flagship is first come first serve. The open though is not limited, so pwede ra mo register anytime. Pero I would prioritize the Flagship Battle if I were you guys. Because pag last week wala na tayo slots, mahay na yan. All right. So did I miss anything else going into the weekend?
I don't think so.
Grabe, how na ba? Like, it's already May 7.
Yes, we're May 7. So 21 more days. I don't, sorry, 21, 19
19. So it's like 3 weeks na lang. Less than 3 weeks. Grabe. So I'm also very excited because it's our first big event for Top Deck. So shout outs to Cadre28 and the gang from Geek Pop for making this event possible. These guys are from Manila. They've been hosting events as well in that area for a very long time. They just came out from a big event last month, sa Manila. I think it was a cosplay event. So they're bringing the big guns here as well in Cagayandero. This is their first time doing it outside sa ilang territory. So very excited for this cool event. So register na mo, guys. Also, don't forget our merch. If you guys have not forgotten, here's our page. You can pre-register here. Let's see if I can go here. There you go. If you click this page here, you can pre-register here. We got some partnerships. Shout outs to GC Suites, Boss Nigel for hooking up the accommodation discount. check out their Facebook page or contact them. XP, also Gonza and XP. If you are a big fan of coffee, be sure to drop by XP Cafe. If you are an attending participant for our major event, you get a discount for their coffee, as well as Soul Society from my brother Jeff. If you're a big fan of sneakers and shoes, you can check out his Facebook page or our website. We have some shoes on sale right now if you're joining Geek Pop Gold. Event's going to be at Atrium this May 25th, 26th. The schedule is here if you guys want to have another look. And the merch, I think I skipped the merch. I think it's here. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes, we are still accepting pre-orders for merch. I think it's going to arrive next week.
Ooh. Exciting.
Yeah, if you are an attending participant in the major events, you will get a discount for our merchandise. If you missed our pre-orders, we're still accepting pre-orders, but now it's at official price. It's at 700 pesos. These are oversized t-shirts, guys. The size are over here, size details. If you want to get some, very comfortable, and the G Bros can attest to it because they're in the they're in the video. They're also in the pictures. There you go, Anjo with the backdrop. Woo! And Anton as well. Look at that. Diba comfortable man ang t-shirt?
Yeah,
It's very
t-shirt,
nice.
very big.
Yeah.
It fits.
So here's the size as well. So pre-register and pre-order today as well if you want to get. This is our first batch, guys. So limited print run. Otherwise, we're not going to be doing this one again. We're going to do something different probably in the next one. So, any last words before we close up today's stream?
I think
T-Bros, what do you think?
visit the shop every day for the chance to win a qualifier pass.
Yes.
If there are at least 8 players. So
Yeah, on demand. We
yeah.
have on demand for Magic the Gathering, Cards by Vanguard, as well as One Piece card game. Yeah. So, how about you, Judge Anjo?
Very exciting times for Top Deck. Very busy also for the next 3 weeks. So yeah, just pop by, support the team, and then have fun. Hopefully for whoever, if you're joining Geek Pop.
Yeah, I'm very excited because I heard we have some pretty strong players coming in from Cebu, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
for
I also
Card by
heard
Vanguard. I'm not
that-
sure for One Piece, maybe.
I think it's the same player.
It's the same players. Oh, they're gonna be joining. Sheesh, let's go.
So if you see the one who is always stopping in Cebu, he's also gonna play Vanguard. So
Nice. I can't wait to meet him. So other than that, I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Shout outs to everyone in the comment section. We got Kingsman Marquez, Gerochi shout out. Very nice. Doc Pao, Tito E, as well as Carlo and Francis. Who else we get? Kendo as well, who dropped by. Thank you so much. And that's it. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Goodbye. See you. Woohoo.